Hi students, today in Letterland we are going over our vocabulary words. Here's a list of them and we're about to go over them. Erupt, disrupt, interrupt, population, scenic, abrupt, and ruptured. Rupt is the root word. It means to break or burst. Erupt. A volcano will sometimes send out a burst of hot lava, steam, dust, rocks, and ashes. That is called an eruption. We can also say that there was an eruption of noise in the stadium. What do you think can cause that? How is it like a volcanic eruption? Maybe if it's a real big burst of loud noise. Erupt. Disrupt. If the class was having a quiet work time and then 3 students came bursting in loudly and laughing and talking, that would disrupt or break up what we are doing. If you disrupt, you break up what is supposed to be going on. Let's talk about some things that would disrupt a classroom of students. If you think it would disrupt, say disrupt. Otherwise, stay silent. A fire drill. Yep, that would disrupt. A piece of the ceiling falling in. That would disrupt. Playing soft music while you work. No, that would be really nice and relaxing. Disrupt. Interrupt. Do adults ever tell you not to interrupt? What are they doing when they say this? How would someone interrupt them? Rupt means break and inter means between. So interrupt means break in between. What else might you interrupt? What might interrupt the flow of traffic on a busy street? Maybe if an animal runs across a busy street, it'll interrupt the traffic. So people have to stop and brake. Interrupt. Population. Population means the total number of living things in a place. What is the population of Kannapolis? And if you did not know, it is the last time the population was counted, it was 48,630 people. Population in the city of Kannapolis. Scenic. When we say a place is scenic, we are usually talking about natural scenes, outdoors, mountains, lakes, hills, fields, a desert with interesting plants or dunes. What does it mean? Oh, we mean it is pleasant and special to look at. If you can think of some places that are scenic or places that are not, definitely I love to see like the mountains or beaches. In this story, 3rd grader Max went tent camping last summer to a scenic place called Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. He went with some cousins, an aunt and an uncle. Max brought postcards of scenes in the park to write messages on and mail them to his mom and dad. So you're going to underline the spelling words, that top list, and in the bottom list, you're going to fill in the vocabulary words. I'm going to read it to you. I went camping with my cousins. Aunt Nancy helped me write postcards to my parents. I made it a game so you can circle the right word. Read Aunt Nancy's explanation below each part to help you choose. July 16th, dear mom and dad. And then it's, so you're going to circle the correct word here. Would it be this there or this there? And you're going to circle the one that would make the most sense. There was a line of cars waiting on Yellowstone Park. Aunt Nancy, I'll go ahead and do it just so you know, get a pen. So for this there, it would be this one because it's a place, okay? And then over here when it says whose or whose or you, your and your, circle the one that would fit. Okay. Aunt Nancy, use there if something belongs to them, like their campsite, use there to point out something. While you are waiting, bears come up and put their noses on your windshield. So circle the right one. But you're not supposed to feed them. Your son, Max. Aunt Nancy, use your if something belongs to you, like your flashlight. Your is a contraction for you are. It was worth waiting to get into this beautiful blank park. That's a huge blank of buffalo and many other animals that you see. July 17th, Uncle Fred woke us early. Cousin Andrew was feeling around for his shoes in the dark tent. Whose shoe is this? He joked. It smells like Max's. Uncle Fred blanked this foolishness. Whose hiking to the waterfall? He asked. Got to go. There's a waterfall waiting for me. See, I got there's correct myself, Aunt Nancy. There's is a contraction for there is. Later, me. Aunt Nancy. Use whose when you're asking who something belongs to. Whose is a contraction for who is. July 18th. It's time to see a geyser blank. About every hour, Old Faithful spurts its steamy water up 100 feet. I told Aunt Nancy, "You're my Old Faithful spelling editor." She said, "I'm getting better. Only one to fix in this postcard. It's about time. Love, Max." Aunt Nancy, use its if something belongs to it. Its is a contraction for it is. July 19th. Yesterday we sat on benches quietly waiting with hundreds of people for the eruption of Old Faithful geyser. Then suddenly the crowd gave an abrupt roar, and it was as if the ground had ruptured. A sparkling tower of water and steam was shooting high up in the air. Oh, that's a big deal. See you soon, Max. So you want to think about erupt and ruptured, the bold words. What context clues could you use to know the definitions of those words? So erupt, okay, is this crowd gave an abrupt roar, so people were like shocked, and it's probably really loud because the ground had sounded like it had ruptured. So the ruptured was big and loud and bursted. That's what it sounded like. So use your context clues to help you figure out the definitions of the words and fill in the blanks on Shobi and submit it to your teacher. And have a wonderful day, students.